Hey everyone, welcome back to another bullet train devlog. This week was a bit of a slower one, mainly because of one system that took longer than I expected, but in the end I think it's good that it's in now. The system in question is the new Trinket system. For the two special modes that I have, the multi-track drifting and the wheel mode, I don't want to have them just applied to the wagon somewhere. I think these are a bit more special. So they will be dragged onto the train and then be applied for the whole duration of a run. The system that I was working on now also allows that it is visible which trinkets you have on the top left. I mean, currently also on the train, but that was more of a debug property. But that in general now these trinkets can be obtained during a normal run. That was not possible before. And that was just quite a big change, quite a few things that needed to be considered, especially that the system can be used for trinkets in the future easy and quickly. Now, another thing you might see is that there are now different areas players can choose. One of them, for example, is the health area. In these areas, as it is not possible to gain health normally anymore, except for nature damage, I added a health area. There you can heal for 50% of your current maximum health. Another change to these different areas is that I removed the upgrade area. Upgrades can now be done at any time you either gain an orb or you are at the shop. I did this change because I feel like, especially when your train is full, orb and shop rewards otherwise really are not valuable to you. So having an upgrade tab directly next to them makes this a bit more interesting again. Apart from these area changes, also what is quite obvious is that the environment changed. I've for now created 2 new environments, but both are still not finished. This will be the environment at the very start, so basically only when you begin. And there's another environment that I showed last week already, which will be at a later stage in this world as well, when you're more into the mountains. With these, I really want to bring in progression also with the environment, that it becomes from flatlands to more mountainous and more mountainous until you are at the mountain top, where you will fight the boss of the area. But with this, as I already said, it was a bit of a shorter week, so that was already it for everything that I did last week. So for next week, what are my plans? The points from last week are still valid. I still want to think about rewards that I can spawn on the track, because I think these are still quite interesting points. Another thing is still more enemies, finally, and obstacles. And then I also want to start tackling the boss of this area. But with that, that was already it for this week. So, as always, if you have any suggestions or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Otherwise, see you next week. Bye.